get asked, how long does it actually take to become a full-time Pinterest virtual assistant? And I think that sometimes people might get frustrated by my answer because my answer is that it's going to look so different person to person. And not only is it going to look so different person to person, it really comes down to like the amount of time you have to be able to turn this into a reality, as well as like what is the process that you're following. If you are following the Pinterest VA school, you will get it done faster. There's just like no ifs, ands, or buts about it because we are giving you the roadmap. We are giving you the step by step. We've even had students say that it is literally like a plug and play business because of everything that's provided inside when it comes to like the templates, the processes, the systems, just like how clear the roadmap is. If you're wanting to do it on your own, it could take you a year. It could take you 2 years. For me personally, when I first entered this space, it took me 2 years before I went full time. And I'll tell you, I was hustling. I was hustling my booty off, but I had nothing to follow. I was doing everything off of trial and error. And so I wanted to read a couple testimonies for you from students who are inside of the program because I feel like it's an amazing reminder of what is possible. I can walk you through all of the, formulas, how much money you can make, yada, yada, yada. But there's something powerful about actually seeing somebody else achieving what you want to achieve, right? It makes it abundantly clear in our minds that it is possible. If that person who has zero experience can make it happen, like I too can make it happen. So Carly said, "Hi everyone, I started the program in August and I already have 4 clients." Amazing. Another thing that I wanted to share, and this testimony is like perfect for it, is there's a lot of noise online about like, do this if you want to be able to make money from home, do this if you want to start an online business. And nobody really talks about like, but what's the cost of running that business, right? Nobody actually gets into the nitty gritty of, maybe you're making like $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, but like, how much are you spending in order to make that happen? And so one of our testimonies said, "I just looked at my annual expenses and I've spent less than $4,000 this year. That includes paying for an assistant, a brand new top of the line Mac laptop, and an email software I don't really need, but I like having. The overhead is practically non-existent." And that is like the one thing that I will preach off of every single mountaintop that I can get on is there is something massively to be said for running a business that makes you $10,000 a month and costs you $4,000 a year. Excuse me? Like, that is just, when people say you should become a drop shipper, they're also not talking about the fact that you have to pay to run ads to become a drop shipper. So like, yeah, you're not paying for inventory, but your overhead is ads. And when people tell you to sell online courses because there's no overhead if you're creating organic content 24/7. A lot of the people who are selling online courses are running ads. We've run ads for our programs in the past, and I can tell you, you're not spending $4,000 a year on that. No. You're spending like $4,000 a month on ads at like a minimum to be competitive. This is why I say becoming a Pinterest virtual assistant is the best business model for women who want to stay home. It doesn't require you to be buying inventory or running ads or, paying for all of these full teams or paying for all this pricey software. You can truly do this with such a low overhead. And I just want more and more people to understand that before they enter this online space. And I wish that there was more people when they were promoting, like, you should do this, you should do this. I wish that they were more transparent about what it actually costs on the other side. So that is just like an amazing, amazing reminder. Another thing too, another testimony said, "I calculated how much I'm making per hour according to my retainer, and it's $160 an hour." $160 an hour as a Pinterest virtual assistant. That is definitely not being talked about enough. Like, at the end of the day, what I don't think people fully understand is that like you could really bring on a client for, $600 a month, and you could be making $160 per hour off of that client. It's unbelievable. And this is why we walk you through specific things inside of the Pinterest VA school, so that you can become abundantly clear on like what your hourly rate needs to be, a minimum perspective, like what the hourly rate needs to be from a minimum perspective, and then like really where you can grow and scale from there. So imagine being able to charge $160 an hour. Life changing. And then this is the last testimony that I will share. But Marina said, I just signed my first ever client for $997 a month. $997 a month. Full organic Pinterest management. The knowledge and tools provided in the course gave me the confidence to start pitching paid clients instead of starting with beta clients. Love it. The client was blown away by my knowledge of Pinterest and how I was able to answer every question and provide valuable feedback along the way. Imagine taking the program, having the tools, and then being able to actually put those in action and land a client that's paying you $1,000 a month. I'm getting asked a lot, like, why are you creating so many of these YouTube videos? Why are you creating more content outside of just like the platforms you've normally done it on? And this is why. Those testimonies are why. Because I know that when you enter this space, like your life will change. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You enter this space, you commit to it, your entire life will change. And that is like a responsibility that I don't take lightly, because I know it completely changed my life. I know it changed the last 8 years of my life that I've been doing this full time. And I know it's going to change the way that I get to show up as a mom. That's happening this summer. Like, that's crazy. I'm literally living in like the prayers and the dreams that I used to dream years ago. And that is something that I know is happening for so many of our students inside the program. And I don't take that lightly, because I know when you make that commitment to join the program, you are probably a little bit scared and you're a little bit nervous and you're like, oh, I hope it works out. I hope I can show up for myself. And I just want you to know that you can and you will. Like, I believe that you will be able to completely transform your life. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, I believe that. I believe that your entire life can change in 60 days. I do. I believe your entire life can change the moment that you make a decision that you are going to actually like fully commit to doing everything it takes to get the Pinterest, like your Pinterest virtual assistant business up and running. Because I've seen it. I've seen thousands of women's lives change with that one decision. And you know what they say about decisions? Decisions means to just simply kill off all other options. And so when you make that decision and you're fully committed and you put on those blinders, unbelievable things happen. Your life changes, your family's lives change. And once again, that is something I don't take lightly. So I know this video was a little bit different today. I know I shared more just about like testimonies and what students are doing. But once again, I just think it's so powerful. And I think it's such an important reminder. Like, none of these women had experience when it came to Pinterest. They didn't know a single thing about Pinterest. They didn't know a single thing about running a business. And now they're running successful businesses that allow them to work from anywhere, to be able to stay home with their kids. Like, that is so powerful. And I want the same thing for you. And so if you have been watching these videos and you're like, okay, I'm finally feeling that pull, like I need to actually make a decision, there's 2 things I want you to do. If you haven't watched the free training, jump inside of the free training, because the free training is designed to really give you a ton of information in a short amount of time, where it's going to walk you through what it means to be a Pinterest virtual assistant, services you can offer, how much you can actually charge, and what that all looks like. And if you've gone through that training, I want you to join us inside of the Pinterest VA school. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I want you in there. If you're watching these videos and you've gone through our free training, I want you inside the program, because I know that you're interested. I know that you have what it takes to wake up 6 months from now and look back and be like, wow, my life is what, like, I'm now living what I was dreaming and praying about. And so I'm going to link both of those below in the show notes. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me on these videos. They are so much fun for me to create, and I hope that you are seeing value in them. Once again, I have 2 steps for you, either free training or join us inside of the Pinterest VA school. And I'll see you inside of the next video.